بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you wherever you are. I welcome you again with the second lecture of the explanation of Surah Al-Mujadilah. We start with Allah Azza wa Jal saying, don't you see, for those that they were forbidden from talking secretly, and they go back to what they were told, and they plot evil and aggression and the disobedience of the Prophet, and if they come to you, they will welcome you with what Allah did not welcome you with. And they will say within themselves, if Allah punishes for what we do, they will enter hellfire, they will get it, and it's the worst destination. When you do a secret between two or more, that whispering, that silent discussion, that plotting, when someone take his friend to another place so he could talk to him secretly. A secret between two and four. It could be in good or could be in evil. Yes, people could do something to fix something or to help somebody or to erase a calamity. Allah Azza wa Jal said there is no goodness in a lot of those secret talk except for those who order charity or goodness or to correct between people. And whomever does that, seeking Allah's face, we're going to give him a great reward. So it could be in good or could be in bad. Just like the plot of the hypocrites and the Jews. And with that came this ayah. There is any goodness, any obedience to Allah, or obedience to Allah and doing anything that Allah pleases. At-taqwa is to leave everything that Allah Azza wa Jal dislikes and He forbids. And you found the person, the believer, always standing to wherever Allah put him. Allah will never see him where He told him not to do, and he'll always be where Allah wants him to be. So taqwa is to have God, to be God conscious, to be aware and afraid of Allah's punishment, so you don't fall into disobedience of Allah, angering Allah, upsetting Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal here is telling the Prophet ﷺ about those hypocrites or those Jews who were forbidden to speak behind him, to plot against him, and they go back to what they were forbidden from doing. When one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ passed by the Jews, they will talk between themselves. So the believer thinks they're trying to kill him or something he don't like. So he always leave their path and they go somewhere else. So the Prophet ﷺ told them not to do that, and they went back again to do it. So Allah descended this ayah. Ibn Abbas says it came with the Jews and the hypocrites because they used to look at the believers and they will whisper and they give them the illusion that they are about to kill them. When that became a lot, the believers, they complained to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he forbade them to do that, and they went back to what they were forbidden to do, what Allah's message told them not to. So Allah saying to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you are amazed, you should be amazed about those who you have forbid them from disturbing the believers and putting fear in them, and they did not stop. And this is like an aggression and disobedience to you, O Muhammad, and what you brought from Allah the Almighty. to do the wrong. They used to make fun of the believers, and if they pass by them, they whisper. And if they go back to their family, they go plotting, and they will say that the believers are astray. But today, the believers are laughing at the disbelievers. They are looking at their places. Did they get what they were doing? They're saying, if Allah punishes us of what we are saying, Allah know the secrets, and we, from what said in the Prophet or the believers. And they said, if he is true believers, Allah will punish us. But because Allah didn't punish us, they had doubt about his prophethood. Then Allah will be angry. He would have punished us immediately. So Allah tell them, they will get to the hellfire, and it's enough. The hellfire is enough for their punishment, and for those who will follow their lead. So when they are secretly plotting against the Prophet about the lies they have widespread about the companions, and that's a disobedience to the Prophet ﷺ, who wants them to stop doing that kind of action. And they're claiming that it's just true, then Allah will punish us. But Allah is telling them, don't worry, you're going to go to the hellfire, and it's enough. There is enough of hellfire as a punishment for you. Allah said, isn't there a place in the hellfire for those who are arrogant, or those who disbelieve, and they are rushing you off the punishment? And if there's not something that's already been preceded, then they'll get while they're not aware. Allah, nobody's gonna rush Allah. His hand works in this life, but it has its own way according to His wisdom. No one can suggest to Allah how to do, or what to do, or to rush it. Allah said, and they are rushing you in the punishment. And then Allah said that it will come to them while they're not looking. And the hellfire is going to surround the disbelievers. And they said, if Allah, if this is the truth from you, then let it rain with stones from the heavens. Look how when the brains are sealed, instead of saying, oh Allah, if this is the truth from you, open our hearts to accept it, and give us the Allah to have a severe punishment. But Allah, no one's going to rush him. You, Muhammad, Allah will not going to punish them if it is and when they are forgiven. They have two safeties. One with the Prophet ﷺ being there with them. The other one is with the if they are asking Allah's forgiveness. They will get to the hellfire, and they will reach it, and they have the worst. Also, there is another crime, and if they came to you, they will greet you with what Allah did not greet you. From the plot of the Jews, they will enter to the Prophet ﷺ, and they will say, Assalamu alaikum, Qasim. They are asking that he will get poisoned, as if they are saying Assalamu alaikum, and they're saying Assam. They are making the two words close to each other in Arabic, and the first one means they are wishing the poison to be on him. And he, alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to say, and on you. Allah said, you're going to die, and they're going to die. And at the day of judgment, you're going to dispute with Allah. So he just said, wa alaikum. And that kind of got Aisha very angry, and she wanted to reply back to them and say so many words. عليه الصلاة والسلام said, you have to be lenient. Don't be harsh. She said, don't you hear what they said? He said, yes. Did you hear what I said? Oh, alaikum. Simple as that. They greeted me and I replied, that's it. So he don't want her to go to the extreme and get angry and go beyond what they said. So he said, be with leniency and stay away from toughness and roughness. And then they will say that if Allah punishes us, as if they are looking where Allah does not, because either Muhammad is not a prophet or because it's not allowed. And then Allah said, if it was not for a delayed time that Allah Azza wa Jal decided that they want to get the punishment and they will not be aware. Then Allah is teaching the believers a beautiful way. He said, oh, you believe. If you do speak slowly, do not talk about something that is evil or bad. Try to make your subject is going to be the obedience of the Prophet ﷺ. The obvious part of it is something, and then the result is something else. If you decide to whisper, do not whisper on something that is aggression or to be. So don't do at your time. Be careful not to do any kind of so do not do their action. When you speak, talk about all goodness and fear Allah, the one that you're going to go back to. So He will tell you of all your sayings and your actions that He counted it for you, and He will reward you with it. Then He showed what is the entice that is the shaitan. When it comes to the disobedience of Allah and His Messenger and to be against the Muslims, it is from the shaitan. And all these meetings, these behind the doors and the plotting behind the doors, closed doors, all of it is done from the shaitan. So why he does that? So they will be saddened. So he will put sadness in the heart of the believers, because he wants them to believe that there is a calamity that happened. And Allah is saying, He's not going to harm them except with something with the wish of Allah. So if they want to harm you, they're not going to do it except with something that Allah has written on you. The believer knows, and he's certain that nobody brings goodness except Allah, and no one will prevent the harm except Allah, and any bounty, it is from Allah. So let those who want to prostrate and let people sit on floor. There is no God beside Allah. So nothing's going to harm them except with the permission of Allah. So the one who brings the goodness is Allah alone, and the one that so if Allah wants to harm me, is there anything gonna protect me? No. Or if He wants to give me mercy, who's going to stop Allah's mercy? What Allah gives from mercy, no one will hold it back. And whatever He holds, there's nothing going to send anything with Him. And on Allah let the believers rely on. if it happened, it will be with Allah's wish. So the believers should not. So they will not harm you except harm. The Sunnah forbids that if there is three sit in one room, that two will have a secret away from the third one. You cannot, you and your friend talk and you leave the third one where the shaitan take him right and left. In the hadith that is authenticated that Ibn Mas'ud. So if you are three, then let not two have secret speech without the third one. Indeed, the najwa is from the shaitan. He wants to sadden those who believe. Then Allah said, "O who you believe, if you were told, make space in the settings, make seating, Allah will open you widen your space, and then if so, we said so many times, if you hear that call from Allah Azza wa Jal, give it your whole concentration. If there's goodness that you're ordering or something evil that Allah wants you to stay away. So if Allah tell you make space for your brothers, they say three reasons why this ayah came in. The first one, that it came in the places of dhikr. This is the saying of Qatada. So if they see someone coming, they will think, or they will sit with him. And he, alayhi salatu, used to take care of people of Badr. So some people came Badr, and they were sitting. So they stood next to the Prophet. Assalamu alayka, O Prophet. So they stood on their feet, and he, alayhi salatu, knew why they stood up. So he told those around him from the migrants and the Ansar, stand for so and so. So it was hard on the Prophet ﷺ that he don't like anybody to be leaving his place. The Prophet ﷺ said, "May Allah have mercy on someone." Al-Bukhari, he had a chapter, the man does not sit in his brother's space in Jum'ah. Son of Umar said that the Prophet ﷺ, he forbid that the person to make a move so he could sit in his place, whether it's Jum'ah or others. In another nation it is extra, it's okay. The narration of Muslim, he used to say ifsahu. So, oh who you believe, if you are told open the space for your brothers, then make space for your brothers. And if you are told making shoes, so if you come and you need to go out of your place, you have to do it very quickly. So someone tell you, Allah will raise those who obeyed Allah with take the believers in their status, and also those who were given the knowledge. Those who have the knowledge, also part of the believers. This is to mention the private and after general. So if you are told to move, raise, Allah the Almighty, He will raise the believers' levels. in the hereafter. So the believer leave space for his brothers from the Islamic etiquette, and that we need to practice it, because besides raising them, it brings harmony and love between them. And it is in every space, whether it's a place of dhikr or war or Jum'ah. Another question is to stand for those who came over. It will be said, stand for your master, because of because the Prophet ﷺ said, those who wants to see people stand up for him, let him find his place in the hellfire. You can't stand for those who come traveling, and for the ruler when he is in his place. Like the story of Sa'd bin Mu'adh, when the Prophet ﷺ received him as a ruler. So to make it regular, every time somebody comes in, you stand up. This is amazing. This is not what the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ. He will, wherever he keep going until he found the space, then he will sit. And wherever he sits, it will be the head of the place. And the Abu Bakr Siddiq usually on his right side, Umar on his left, and usually Uthman and Ali in his presence. The ayah shows that Allah preferred the people of knowledge and their special status in the Day of Judgment. And in the hadith, the benefit of the knowledgeable over the other one, just like the moon, full moon on the night. And the Prophet ﷺ was asked, someone was a worshipper, the other was knowledgeable. He said that the best is like my goodness on your lowest person. Then alayhi salatu wasalam said that Allah and his angels and the people of the angels, that they are making decent blessing on the person who teach people. Anyone who took the road, he will get the reward from paradise as far as he away. And the knowledgeable person, everybody asks forgiveness for him, even the words in the bottom of the sea. And the ulama is the inheritance of the prophets. They have inherited the knowledge, and that's what they could take. What does it mean that the angel put their wings for the person of knowledge? It will take its light if or the angels will not fly, so they could get down and descend and listen to the knowledge. And the person who is getting with the status of the knowledgeable person, just like heavens and earth, or the moon. And there's a very nice indication that the knowledge is not, it's from what he learned from the Prophet ﷺ. How many people missed the knowledge, and how many people they don't have the knowledge. Every mite that has no knowledge, it's going to be the destination. We'll stop here today, inshallah. We'll continue next time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.